Today we're going to do a review of the Sony Tablet S. This is Sony's entry into the tablet market. This one is running Android Ice Cream Sandwich. That's Android 4.0 for the uninformed. Here you can see my pages. Now I've had this for about a year and I've really pimped it out, so let's see. As you can see, we got our apps and widgets. Nothing too crazy there. We got our widgets. One cool thing about Android is you can have live wallpapers, but they're a little distracting, but let's just do one for fun. Let's go with an aquarium here just to show you what it looks like. So there, no, we don't want that, thanks, appreciate it. Here's a live wallpaper. You gotta admit, that's pretty baller. Anyways, I'm going to switch it back real quick because it's a little less distracting. That's more if you want to show off. So anyways, we got a favorites tab. This is unique to the Sony tablet. Shows you snippets of things. Here's a game list. These are all PlayStation 1 games I have on here. Bookmarks, recently added songs, recently added videos. Personal space is like a social hub for YouTube and Twitter and things like that. One cool feature is that you can synchronize a DualShock 3 controller to this wirelessly, and then you can play these games using a Sony controller. I have that set up, but it's over on the other side of the room, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So it's definitely impressive. With the ice cream sandwich, you have these things down here which are mini apps. If we open a browser, we now have this mini app. So we can move it around and we can do things while this is internet browsing at the same time. So this is a much more efficient form of multitasking. Now it makes it full size. But that's a cool thing in Ice Cream Sandwich for Android. You can choose one down here to save. I chose the remote. It has an IR remote ability. Up here is an IR blaster. I can show you all my cool toys that I've set up with it. I got a TV, another TV, Blu-ray player. This can actually beam to an Xbox 360. They don't have the logo obviously, but you can control your Xbox 360 with this. Other things like that, so just to give you a quick shot of the interface too. Definitely some cool stuff. You can also use gesture controls, so I can swipe up to change the volume or swipe this way to change the channel. You have multitasking over here. This is the ice cream sandwich multitasking, so you can just swipe to close it. Really efficient. With the old operating system, you had to leave them all running at the same time. So we have the Google Store. I'm sure people are familiar with that. It's just Google's App Store. Definitely works well. Something unique to the Sony tablet. I'll show you all my ROMs that I have here. I'll show you that in a second. But we have the PlayStation Store. Something that I wasn't very impressed with is there's really not that many games on here. I've had this for a year and they've added maybe 5 games in that year, so wish they would add more games, but I'm not trying to play PlayStation 1 games too much anyways, so it's really not a big deal. And when I bought this, there was a reward for buying it, and that you got 4 PlayStation 1 games for free. So if I swipe over right here, I got Crash Bandicoot, Medieval, Hot Shots Golf, Cool Borders. I got a bunch of stuff on here. Let me show you Crash Bandicoot. And it says there's an update, so let me show you Medieval. Loading, loading. While it's loading, you have the camera up here. On the back, we have another camera. Sleep switch. Volume switch. I love that. On the side, headphone jack. And also in here, the SD card slot, a little tough to see because of the light. I have a 32 gigabyte card in there. There's also a mini USB slot. And you can expand your memory with an SD card. So I have a 16 gigabyte one. I have a 32 megabyte card, so I have a lot more memory than 16 gigabytes now. So anyways, here's your controls. You jump around. I think it's a lot more fun to use it with a wireless DualShock controller. You can really show off with that. So we'll hop out of there. Some other things we have on here up here are your quick tools. This is unique to the Sony tablet. I have email, camera, remote, and browser. I chose those ones up there. You got a voice search, Google search. Something that I like about the Sony tablet is if you're putting in a password, it automatically knows, and a number pad appears over here, and it squeezes the keyboard over a little bit to the side. You also have a voice button here, so you can do voice search. Not going to do it right now, but you get the idea. I'll show you these ROMs now, but first I just want to comment on the design of the tablet. You got a speaker here and a speaker on the other side, but it really does fit in your hand super well. I mean, I can't even stress that enough. It feels like you're holding a magazine folded in half, and it's really comfortable. I have an iPad, and sometimes when you're holding it with one hand, your arm's going to get tired. Not sometimes, it's a guarantee. So with this one, you can hold it one-handed forever. The screen's a little bit smaller at 9.4 inches instead of 9.7 compared to an iPad, but it's a small sacrifice. It's also a Sony Bravia screen, which means the blacks are really black and the colors are really colorful. I'll show you over here. You have Video Unlimited. This is Sony's video store. They have it on the PlayStation 3 and on the Vita. I don't use it too much, but definitely gives you a wide range of exclusive things that you're not going to find on a tablet that's not a Sony. And they also have Music Unlimited. It's the same thing with music. It's like a subscription service. Said it wants me to download an update, but we'll do that later. This also has a GPS in it. I have some navigation things in here. Navigation comes on the tablet that uses the GPS in it. These are just some other fun things. Here's a bunch of Google apps in here. But now, let's get to the good stuff. I'll show you the ROMs. So I set up these ROMs in here. I have a Nintendo 64, a Super Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, a Game Boy Advance, and a regular Nintendo Entertainment System, as well as a PlayStation. And I used Game Hunter and Game Hunter P, and that's how I found the actual files to download. And then these are the applications that run the files. The nice thing about this is that I can use that DualShock 3 controller to wirelessly control all these games, which is a lot of fun. So let's just give you a little taste. Got GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario, Tony Hawk. I'm a Tony Hawk fan. Let's just show you Mario Kart. Now I took the buttons off. If you hold on 1 second, I'll just grab that controller. Hold on 1 second. Now it ran slow for a second because down here I also have Medieval running. So let me just close all that stuff. Here's the DualShock controller. I had it synchronized before, but I recently used it with my PlayStation, so I took all the buttons off of here because I was using the controller, so I didn't need them. But as you can see, it's a Nintendo 64. The thinnest Nintendo 64 you've ever seen, the lightest Nintendo 64 you've ever seen, with no wires. So I'll just show you for fun here too. Oops. I'll just show you for fun here also, something like GoldenEye. Who didn't play GoldenEye back in the day? Oops. a little laggy. I think that's because I still have Medieval running right here, so I actually have to go into it and quit it from the application. It's right here. I want to quit. And it'll save your progress, which is cool. So we have a Super Nintendo. I got Mario in there. Mario Kart. I'm a big Sega Genesis fan. I got Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Sonic the Hedgehog, Toe Jam and Earl. You know you want that. Anyways, I'll show you Sonic the Hedgehog real quick. If you guys want to know how to put these on your tablets, really any Android tablet, just write a message and I'll show you. I'll actually play this one because I left the buttons on the screen. Look at this thing. And it was free. Anyways, everybody knows Sonic. Just close all this stuff. Game Boy Advance, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3. NES is something I enjoy. Super Mario Brothers. That actually is a couple games in there. And then PlayStation, I have Tony Hawk. I used to have Busted Groove in there, but I deleted it. So anyways, if you have any more questions about the Sony Tablet S, you can let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Got my little Xbox avatar down here. Anyways, I hope you guys had a nice time watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. This is Google Music, so alright, have a good day. Thanks.